Blog Talk Radio.
Good morning. My name is Davina Shinsky. You're listening to Live Without Limits on the Blog Talk Radio Network. Today's show is titled 7 Golden Rules for Hyper Business Growth. Are you maximizing your time to the fullest? Do you accomplish the majority of your goals, projects, and tasks each day? Most people don't. If you are one of them or know someone who is, keep reading or keep listening, because my 7 golden rules will rock your world, just like they have for so many. One of the things that we need to understand is the reason that a lot of people don't achieve a goal within a day, that are the activities that they've planned on doing, is because they just don't know how to manage their time effectively. Therefore, you need to learn good time management rules. And if you're working from home, you also need to understand that you need to have an office where you can close the door and have a schedule on there so that people know, or your family members know, that your time is valuable and you need to have no interruptions. You see, the reason most entrepreneurs fail is because they focus on the wrong tasks, usually tasks that don't yield revenue. It is human nature to work on tasks that you can easily accomplish. These are generally the tasks that you don't feel overwhelmed by or fear. But by no means does that mean that they are automatically important to your business. In order to get your business soaring to the next level, you need to break out of your comfort zone on new challenges that will bring you more revenue. This also means discipline and getting into habits. By following just a few simple rules, you will notice a big change in your effort effectiveness, which can increase profitability in your business. Now, we just talked about being in your comfort zone and habits. Here's some things to think about. That your comfort zone is where you lived most of your life as a child. Those are the things that you hear people telling you over and over again in your head, whether it be that you're helpless or that you can't live on your own or that you will never succeed. That if you hear it long enough, you will begin to believe it. Therefore, it's up to you to change your habits, to begin to understand that without you changing and getting out of your comfort zone, then you will never achieve any goal. Because if you've had someone constantly telling you you can't succeed, then somewhere in your psyche or in your mindset, you literally believe you can't succeed. Let me tell you a story that I grew up with a disability at a time when people with disabilities were not accepted or even guaranteed the right to an education. My mother sent me to school simply because she saw school as a way to keep me busy and doing something. Not that she thought that at the end of my education, I would be able to hold a job. The thing is, when you tell me that I can't do something, it's like waving a red flag in front of me and daring me to prove you wrong. And I was determined from the time I was a child that I would succeed. And yes, I struggled because cerebral palsy affects how the brain processes information. And if you go in the classroom, they teach in a cookie cutter method. Therefore, either you get it or you don't get it. And usually, by the time I got what was going on, they were usually 2 or 3 steps ahead of me. I was never a good test taker because what got into short-term memory did not always get into long-term memory. Therefore, I had to work harder and I had to do more on my own. And once I graduated college, I found a job with the state, but it was not really exactly what I wanted to truly be doing because I wanted to help people succeed and overcome their limiting beliefs. The problem was that I happened to be working with a agency that served people that had developmental disabilities. And my job was more of a social work job. And I'm not really a social worker per se, although I could do it. And it got me out of the office rather than being inside the office. So therefore, it was a situation where I had to learn how to do what worked for me. And I was on a 6-month probationary period there, but once my job status was supposed to become permanent, the supervisor called me into our office and said, either you resign or you're going to be fired. And once I left that position, I could never get back on with the state, and I always wanted to be an entrepreneur. And I found that through trial and error, that my best asset was the fact that I like to stand in front of people and impart information. But there's a difference between teaching students in high school and elementary school than there is teaching adults. And as a professional speaker and trainer, that's where my expertise is. So it's not knowing what to do, it's doing what you know, said Tony Robbins. Now, let's talk about 7 golden rules for hyper business growth. Your business day starts the night before. Each evening, I plan my next day's business activities. I write out a good old-fashioned to-do list. I do not put my list on my computer or phone. I use a notepad. I list everything I think I need to accomplish the next day. After I have done a complete brain dump, I prioritize each item. Not only am I ready to go the next morning, but I also sleep a whole lot better at night. As my day progresses, I cross off my completed tasks as well as write down any that may have come up unexpectedly that I need to address. This way, I have full record of how my time was spent. Now, in this, we've been talking about time management and the importance of time management. And remember, the reason that you prioritize is one thing. If you do the things you enjoy doing before you do the things that you don't like doing, what are you going to do? You're going to spend more time doing those things that you enjoy doing. Therefore, if you plan to prioritize and get done the things that you really don't like to do, then you're going to work harder to get them done faster. Therefore, by the time you finish those tasks, Then you get to the task that you really enjoy doing, then it's more fun, it's more exciting, and it gets you into a mindset where you can literally accomplish anything. Set an alarm clock. Many entrepreneurs think that because it's my business, they don't need a schedule, that they can do whatever they want. Wrong. You can't. I have seen this over and over. I hear complaints from people that their business is not where they want it to be. I ask a basic question like, what time did you set your alarm? And I hear, I don't use an alarm clock. I just get up when I wake up. This is counterproductive. You need to take control of your day from the start. One thing that I found is that I keep a regular schedule every day of the week, even Saturday and Sunday. Why? Because if I slack off, then what's going to happen to the 5 days that I have to get up early? And my day usually starts at 5:30. Why? Because I usually get on the computer to do one thing, just catch up on news, to get rid of excess emails that I don't need. Then I go to the gym. Why? Because I need to exercise. That's where I get my physical therapy, to improve my balance, to improve my mindset, period. And by doing so, then when I get home, I already have my day planned out on what I'm going to do and what I need to accomplish that day and what I'm going to be working on. Never work in your pajamas. Your mindset is one of the most important factors in determining your success. You need to respect yourself, your customers, and your business enough to dress appropriately. By doing so, you will notice that you are more confident and assertive, therefore getting more done in the same amount of hours. The one thing that I hear many people think about or say that what they do is they get up and they walk the 5 feet to their office and they get started working and they don't get dressed. The difference is that when you are in your night clothes, then your mindset is still on your thoughts on what you're doing at night. It's not in that mode of business. If you ever watch the most professional people, what do? They not only get dressed, but they get up dressed in a suit. And if you ever watch a telemarketer, a really good one, they never sit down. They actually stay standing. Why is that? Because this gives them the control or the mental capacity to take control of any situation that they're in. Do not schedule meetings or take phone calls before noon. You are at your best first thing in the morning. Get your important tasks done first. Scheduling meetings and conference calls in the morning is counterproductive. Interruptions are the biggest factor in not completing tasks. Let your employees, colleagues, and friends know that you will speak with them in the afternoon if need be. The things that is the most detracting of your time is interruptions and phone calls and people knocking on your door during the hours that you're working is the biggest way to not or to keep you from achieving and finishing up any task that you need to do. Therefore, it's so important that you actually realize that for you to accomplish what it is that you want to achieve for that day, you have to spend the time doing it. Don't let anyone tell you differently. Take a midday exercise break. A study by Jim McKenna from the University of Bristol showed that exercise during the workday improves job performance. Participants return to work more tolerant of themselves, and their performance is also consistently higher, as shown by better time management and improved mental sharpness. I like to take a 30-minute bike ride or speed walk around my neighborhood in the afternoon. I do my hardcore workout first thing in the morning. By the time that my important tasks for the day are usually complete, I let my mind wander, and this is where ideas hit me. Ideas for content or marketing or new joint venture deals. This is one of my favorite times of the day. Things that I find is that usually at least once an hour, even telemarketers on the phone, they will often take a 10-minute break, because when you're constantly looking at the same four walls or you're constantly repeating the same words, what is happening? You are in your mind getting bored with what you're doing, and just taking that break and getting away from it and letting your mind wander helps to refresh you. It helps to take you out of that point where you are now, and it also helps you to understand how you can accomplish more with your tasks. Have lunch with a mentor, colleague, or protege once a week. We can all get caught up in our own little world. We are so busy with our families and careers. But by having a lunch with someone smart and energetic, you will be exposed to new ideas and different viewpoints. Your ideas become stronger, making them easier to implement. This one lunch will make a huge difference in your productivity, not only in your business, but in your family life as well. In my case, once a week, I'm usually on a conference call with other professionals where one person is talking about their goals with their business for the year, and everyone in the group helps them to actually understand where they're at, what they need to focus on, and how to take and reach their goals for the year. Why is this important? For the same reasons that you meet with a mentor. That the purpose of all of this is very simple. It's to help you understand where you're coming from and how you can bounce ideas off of someone else. Why do you need to bounce ideas off of someone else? Here is the reason. Think of this as a team: creator, advancer, refiner, enforcer, and facilitator. That's 5 people. But here's the thing. You may have the ideas, or if you're not a great idea person, someone else may have some ideas that when you hear their ideas, a light bulb goes off. And when that light bulb goes off, what does it do? It helps you understand and create some new ideas on how what they're saying can help you in your business and how you can take advantage of all of those things that you need to do to achieve your goals. Reconcile your to-do list. At the end of your workday, look at what you had planned to accomplish that day and look at what you actually accomplished. If you accomplish 75% or more of your list, you had a good day. We all have to adjust for emergencies and ad hoc situations, whether these emergencies and situations arise in our business or in our family life. However, if you fell below 75%, you need to make some changes because this means you are not in control of your business. Instead, your business is in control of you. When you examine the list about what should be obvious, is that these are very fundamental rules that everyone can implement in one form or another. None of these rules require any monetary commitment, but they all call mental and emotional commitment. Start today, and just 7 days from now, I bet you will see a difference in your productivity. Now, we've been talking about productivity and the importance of time management, and this is something that I think is a very important part of what you need to think about when it comes to your skills and where you are and how you can take and do the things that can help you achieve your goals. So that what I'd like to do is maybe talk about or go into a discussion a little bit about time management and how you can implement it into your daily life. And here are some tips to think about. To effectively manage your time, know your goals, make sure that you're engaging in activities that support your business goals, both short and long term. Prioritize wisely. Just say no. This is something that you have to learn to do. And this is something that I think people often forget is you can tell someone no. The fact of the matter is that you're just afraid to say no. And always remember, plan ahead. It's important that you, in the evening, before you shut down your business, look and take out a sheet of paper and then write down all the things that you want to achieve for the next day. Think about it this way. When you are in school, you have certain times that you're in certain classes, or you have certain times that you plan to do your homework, and you complete those tasks. Well, look at your business in the same way, because if you take and understand how you can accomplish those tasks by just spending the time doing them and not letting other people get in your way. Eliminate distractors. And what that means is if you have a habit of multitasking when you're supposed to be working on one project, get rid of the idea of multitasking. And part of this is that because we all have the smartphones and we all have the apps on there, that we will take breaks. And maybe that's the time to do those things is when you take a break. But don't try to do them at the same time that you're supposed to be working on your business. Delegate more often. Here's another thing that we need to think about, delegation, because we all have strengths, we all have weaknesses. If we work with our strengths and let someone else do the things that we don't enjoy doing, then it takes a load off your head. The problem is when you're a solo entrepreneur or when you are first starting your business, what do? You will take on everything that you need to accomplish in your business. So that what does that do? That is something bogs you down, and it also keeps you from accomplishing everything that you said you wanted to accomplish for that day. Watch what you spend. This is also something that a lot of people don't understand, the importance of finances. That when you're first starting out, there's certain things that you need to look at and say, okay, I'm going to put my money this way, and as this grows and I make extra money, then I can start adding on some of the things that I truly need to do as part of my business. Take care of yourself. I think this is one of the last things that we're talking about, but at the same time, what happens is people often forget to take care of themselves. What does that mean by saying take care of yourself? That means that take time out for yourself so that you can achieve and keep your mind fresh. Because you know what? When you're in business for yourself, if you allow someone else to interfere with your time, or when you let someone else's mindset or their mental whatever. But we mean exercise, we mean eating healthy, we mean eating or sleeping enough, that these are things that help you. Because when you don't get enough sleep, what are you doing? You're actually tired, and when you're tired, your mental capacity to accomplish your goals always seems to be affected. It's up to you to plan your day. Remember, we've been talking about the 7 golden rules for hyper business growth. And when you're at the peak of your mental ability usually when you get up in the morning, that's the time when you're the most wide awake. And let me finish up by talking a little bit about biorhythms, because this is something that for some people, they're more wide awake at night, whereas for other people, they're more wide awake first thing in the morning. And then when you get away from the task that you're working on and you take a break, then what you're doing is you're taking the opportunity to refresh yourself, to get yourself more into the mindset of, yes, I can do this. Yes, I can give it everything and all my efforts because I am concentrating on that and that alone. And don't let other people try to tell you what you can or can't do. And remember, time management is the most important factor of any business and its success. And remember, you can go to my website, and that website is the #1 personalcareercoach.com. And you can sign up for coaching. And one of the things that we do is we have a program that helps you with time management and the importance of time management in your daily life. I think that this is something that so many people lack and don't understand at all.